if Ms. Robinson has called Mr. Henderson from the Wayne County Jail, where all phone calls are recorded on a recorded, I don't need any affirmation. I don't need any thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't need anything.
Mr. Henderson, just listen, please.
Please don't be silly enough to think that it's not easy to find out who's contacted who. With the flick of a pen, we can get the record. Just with the signing of a warrant, with the signing of a subpoena, we can get the records. So stop acting like we can't tell who contacted who. Stop acting like if somebody, a third party contacting another person, we can't get the record and say, you called this person on this day, this person called her on this day. Stop acting like kids on here. Today is a day set for a pretrial conference. Is this matter properly before this court?
So, Your Honor, I had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Henderson. From my understanding of the conversation that we had, I believe that this would be more proper for the DV docket.
All right, Mr. Flanagan, can you call next door and ask the clerk what is their pleasure? Do they want me to send the individuals there now or just give another date?
Okay.
Probably another date, because
Could you go make me a cup of coffee, please?
can you stop talking to somebody while you on my record, please? And you still not sitting up straight for me like I asked you to before we got on court. I mean, before you went in the breakout room.
All right, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay, they set a pretrial date of July 14th at 8:30 a.m.
All right, so the court is going to set the matter, adjourn the pretrial conference to, I apologize, what's that date again?
July 14th.
To July 14th at 8:30. I'm also transferring the case to the domestic violence docket by the Honorable Austin Garrett. The court will note that the complaining witness is present. And therefore, Mr. Henderson, while you may appear, you're not required to appear. We will note the file that you appeared today. And then Ms. Robinson, well, Miss Stevenson, is this the case? I know you all asked me on a case, I don't know if this is it, to reduce the bond or to take away the tether, and I didn't because it was a potential DV case. That's not this. Ms. Robinson is being held on something else other than this case.
So I'm actually, I probably need my partner, and if Mr. Murad talked to Ms. Robinson this morning, because I am puzzled as to why Ms. Robinson is incarcerated right now.
Okay, well, let me bring Mr. Murad in.
If I may, Your Honor.
You may.
So, Judge, on June 15th, we actually had a tether violation hearing for Ms. Robinson. I don't know if the court remembers, but this is the case where Ms. Robinson put the aluminum foil on her tether.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I knew it was something. Okay, and then I said I wasn't, but I didn't. Oh, and then so did I not give her? I didn't give her a personal bond either, did I?
I have bond condition amended to $1,000, 10% with GPS tether and house arrest.
All right. All right, Mr. Murad, we figured it out. That's why I brought you out, but.
My apologies, Your Honor.
That's okay. Okay, so Mr. Murad, did you want to put your appearance on the record then for this one, or?
If I may, Judge, yes, Ryan Murad, P3665 on behalf of Mr. Arlene Robinson.
All right, so I'm transferring the case to Judge Garrett. There's a pretrial conference for July 14th. Mr. Henderson, if you want to appear for that pretrial conference, like I said, you may, but why don't you unmute and tell me, how did you log into this court today? How did you log in? Did you use the Zoom ID number or did you click my name? Unmute and tell me.
ID number.
Okay, so if you log in to Judge Garrett on the 14th, his Zoom ID number is identical to mine, except instead of where you see an 8, you're gonna make it, I'm sorry, where you see a 9 in mine, you would make it an 8. So his is 338, mine is 339, those middle numbers. So you just change that 8, I'm sorry, I keep saying it backwards. You just change that 9 to an 8 to log in.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, with respect to Ms. Robinson, I did say that if she didn't bond out, I would readdress her bond today. Mr. Moran.
Your Honor, with regard to that, unfortunately, Ms. Robinson has not been able to post the monetary bond. She has sat in the Wayne County Jail for well over a week because of this violation. Judge, I'd ask the court to consider amending her bond to personal. I know the court's not inclined to remove the tether today, but I would ask the court to consider it. If not, Judge, we are asking for at least the bond to be amended to personal bond. She spent I believe, over 10 days in the Wayne County Jail.
All right. So any response from the people?
So Judge, I had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Henderson about this case. And from my understanding, Your Honor, Ms. Robinson is still reaching out to Mr. Henderson via phone. She's actually allegedly calling Mr. Henderson from the jail numerous of times. I know that prior to her being incarcerated for the tether violation, when she was out on the GPS tether, she was sending cabs to Mr. Henderson's home. She was also sending cabs to people he knows. She was reaching out to Mr. Henderson's children's mother and those type of effects, Your Honor. So I'm actually going to ask the court, based on that information, to keep the bond as is and keep the GPS tether with house arrest in this matter, due to the information received from the people, Judge.
Your Honor, may we be heard as to that as well?
Yeah, but who gonna talk? Because now you know y'all both can't keep talking on the record.
If we both could, that would be helpful, because Mr. Mraz spoke with Ms. Robinson today, Your Honor. But so I think that both of us should represent her today.
I don't know how Ms. Ritter gonna feel about that, but go ahead.
Okay, I just really want to speak to the contact. I was confused as to why Ms. Robinson was still in jail today, because I have received numerous text messages from Ms. Robinson where she has expressed concern for her personal safety because of the complaining witness, directly and through third parties attempting to contact her, to the point where I responded to Ms. Robinson that if she was concerned for her personal safety because someone was harassing her, that she should contact the police. Again, I have messages that were sent to me via text message as well as emails. So Ms. Robinson clearly understands that she should initiate no contact with this complaining witness, that she shouldn't have any contact with him through third parties, and she doesn't want him to contact her either, either directly or through third parties, Judge. I'm gonna join my brother counsel's motion for the removal of the GPS tether, Your Honor, at least to the reduction of the bond to personal with the GPS tether, because that actually would help to provide Ms. Robinson with a necessary defense if the complaining witness is alleging that she's coming over to where he is.
Well, here's the thing.
So she doesn't want to have contact with him. She's afraid of him
Yeah, they both,
and other people working at his behest.
Let me tell you what I surmise. I surmise they both want to have contact with each other. That's what I surmise. Now, one thing is for sure. If Ms. Robinson has called Mr. Henderson from the Wayne County Jail, where all phone calls are recorded, on a recorded, like, I don't need any affirmation. I don't need any thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't need anything.
Mr. Henderson, just listen, please.
Yes, ma'am.
If that has occurred, it's so easy to get. It's so easy to get. Like, it's so completely easy to get. What I also know is that Ms. Robinson goes through a lot of stuff to get around stuff that she want to get around, because she put that aluminum foil on that tether. She left out that house when she wasn't supposed to. She's getting into it with a person who she is dependent on because she is tethered to their home. And like I said at the bond hearing, I wouldn't get in an argument with a person who I had to be tethered to their house. I wouldn't get in an argument with them. They could say whatever they want to say to me, and I would just try to sit there and try to take it, as long as they weren't hitting me or cursing me, you know, belittling me. And then if I had to get away from them, I just go on the porch. I'm not gonna leave the house or I go in the backyard. So listen, I never understand these types of situations. I never do, but because if somebody don't want me, I don't want them. If they don't want me, I don't want them. And so I'm not running after you begging for you to do nothing. And then I'm not, yeah. So I never understand these type of situations. What I'm saying is, I don't know who's contacting who, but please don't be silly enough to think that it's not easy to find out who's contacted who. With the flick of a pen, we can get the record. Just with the signing of a warrant, with the signing of a subpoena, we can get the records. So stop acting like we can't tell who contacted who. Stop acting like if somebody, a third party contacting another person, we can't get the record and say, you called this person on this day, this person called her on this day. Stop acting like kids on here. Let's act like some adults. If the relationship is over, it's over. Move on. Move on to the next thing, to the next person, to the next whatever, to get on somebody else's nerves. Go get on somebody else's nerves. But I'm gonna tell you this. If either one of you violate this no contact provision between now and July 14th, I am going to lock you up. If either one of you violate this no contact provision before the matter reaches Judge Garrett, I am going to lock you up. If you put something on Facebook, I'm locking you up. If you send a message through Messenger, I'm locking you up. If you send a text message, if you make a phone call, if you send a taxi, if you send your friends, your homeboy, your homegirl, I'm locking you up. Miss Robinson, if you contact him, I'm revoking the bond, the whole bond. And you're just going to be remanded to the Wayne County Jail until the case is heard. Now, wouldn't that be a shame to be remanded on a case and spend more time in jail waiting on the case to come to trial than you would be once if you get convicted? Then you get convicted, they just gonna say credit for time served because you've been serving the time. And then God forbid you get acquitted and you've been sitting in jail.
Can I say something?
No, you cannot.
No.
So let me say this. I don't know who the culprit is, but you better stop it. You better stop it because you're being silly. You're being ridiculous. The case is in court now. Let it be in court. If you wanted to be together, you should have stayed together. Let it be in court. So nobody is contacting anybody. There is nothing going on in the world that needs to be discussed between Darlenia Robinson and Dietrich Henderson. If they announce we getting ready to go to war, you two can't discuss it. The court is going to reduce the bond to a personal bond, but I am going to, don't shake your head at me. If you want to do my job, go to law school, get a law degree, practice for 5 years, and then run for judge. Put your cup down because we're in court and there's only 4 people on the screen that are permitted to drink anything because we're doing all the talking. So if you think you can do the job better than me, please apply for it. Because I could just let her go without a tether. That's what I could do. And if you keep talking, that's what I'm going to do.
Mr. Henderson, please stop talking.
Well, let me say this, because his behavior right now, like that whole head back, lean back, whatever, is all disrespectful. And it's all inappropriate court behavior. All of it is. All of it is. All of it is. I am going to reduce the bond to a personal bond. I am not going to amend the tether. It will remain. It will remain a tether. She will be tethered to somebody's house who's going to allow her to be tethered there. And then it will also still be a house arrest tether. And then I want Ms. Ritter to confirm from somebody the allegation that she has been calling from the Wayne County Jail, because I want Judge Garrett to be aware if she has been calling from the Wayne County Jail, so that on July 14th, when there's another motion made for the adjustment of the tether condition, they can be aware as to whether she in fact was calling from the Wayne County Jail. Is there anything else with respect to Ms. Robinson from the lawyers? From the lawyers?
Nothing on behalf of the people, Judge. I will inquire on getting the transcripts for those jail calls.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Then Ms. Robinson, when they have a tether available, they will let you out of jail, but you are on house arrest. Now, let me say this, put some more aluminum foil on a tether. I double dog dare you. I double dog dare you to put some more aluminum foil on a tether. And I'm gonna remand you again. I'm gonna remand you. I'm gonna remand, if you tamper with that tether, I'm gonna remand you to the Wayne County Jail. Anything further?
No, thank you, Judge.
Nothing
All
further.
right, then we're all set. Everybody have a great day and stay safe.